Tribunal Justice is a new series coming to us on Freevee. Thank you so much for your time today.
Hi,
Hi.
great to be here.
Are there specific questions or specific scenario as far as knowing, like, this is a former couple, this is a landlord situation, this is a car accident where the people don't know each other? Is it the same process, or is it digging a little bit deeper into each of those situations, especially if they're like romantically involved, or it's a family member, or friends who are now not speaking to each other?
Well, you get the whole gamut. So you can have all of those things in separate individual cases, but we get a complaint that the plaintiff files and an answer that the defendant files. So we have a sense of what the case is about once we come into once we take the bench. So we know what the issue is, and then it's just a matter of extracting from each one of the litigants their side of the story. They provide us with the evidence beforehand, so we know what evidence supports their cause of action or their defense. And then it's just a matter of seeing who it is that is able to tell a story that's most clear, concise, truthful. And if they do that, then more likely than not, they succeed.
Their prior relationships or lack of relationship has a direct impact also on the venom that you can feel sometimes in the courtroom when you have an ex relationship, especially one that didn't break up very well. Sometimes they bring in the new girlfriend or the new boyfriend, and you get to see a different type of personality as opposed to two strangers who really don't have that angst towards one another. It's just, breach of contract or a car accident, as you pointed out. So that really can impact also on how we approach the litigants.
Because that's the thing too, especially with seeing all these different pieces to it and watching Judge Judy, is that you couldn't just watch one episode. You had to keep watching because you just got sucked in. With her being the creator and executive producer of the show, what does she say as far as picking the cases and maybe some of the situations that we're going to see, as far as like, not only is this, a case that needs to be resolved, but these are people that the audience also gets invested in?
Well, we have a really extraordinary team of people who find cases from small claims courts all over the country, every kind of case, every kind of dispute. For me personally, the best advice Judy ever gave me was to have some fun up there, to be true and to have some fun.
At what point do you say, like, you know what, keep this item, or you know what, I don't want it, lesson learned versus I'm going to take you to court? Is there, especially the people at home who may be going through something like this, like, is there a barometer as far as like, no, I'm going to take you to court because I need XYZ back?
Well, we have a court maximum, which is $10,000. And what's important about that is it does enable us to handle far more serious and in-depth cases than perhaps any other judge show might have. But we don't have a minimum. So you could literally sue for $50. Do we think that some of these things are a waste of court time? But as we was just saying earlier, a lot of this has to do with the actual personalities and how angry the people are at one another. Spite work, bringing somebody in. Sometimes people want to see their ex-boyfriend again. And this is a way to actually try to have a connection with them or a reconnection with them. So there's a lot that goes on in a lawsuit. It's not just black and white money.
It doesn't make a difference whether to the litigants, whether it's $100 suit or a $10,000 suit. It's principle to them. The plaintiff feels as though they were harmed, wronged in some way. And whether it's the defendant neighbor who cuts down their tree, which could be $100 or a branch or whatever the case may be, it's important to them. And we want to make sure that we give those litigants our full attention, and that we do what we can to make sure that the right thing happens.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for your time today. Cannot wait to watch Tribunal Justice coming to us on Freevee.
Thank you much.
Don't forget to bench.
Thank you.
Don't forget to binge. There you go. Thank you so much.